Hey guys, I can't even say welcome
Hey,
back. I gotta say pull up a seat and welcome. I know you can see me seeing you seeing us. So that means you on our
hey,
YouTube channel. Scream!
guys. Welcome, welcome.
Yes,
Hello.
sir, yes, sir.
Mhm.
So we know you guys have been asking us for visuals for a while, and we want to give you guys what you've been asking for. We love our podcast, so our YouTube channel is going to be an extension of the podcast where we have
Yeah,
sometimes long, sometimes short conversations and reactions associated with our podcast. So, we're still going to hold the same format. I'm Marvel.
and I'm Toya.
We have to do our guys. Sorry if we just are playing at it here, like they just are going to the wake of the breeze up. So annoy me,
No, no,
yeah. This is what you guys don't get to see on the podcast. Me fighting with my hair,
yeah, a lot of
a lot
things,
of
guys.
things. But guys, we gotta do our mental check-in as always. Toya, what's popping? How you doing, baby mama?
Love that, love that.
You
Yeah,
caught that. You caught that.
you guys will know what we're talking about, but yeah, I'm good. I'm feeling good. I'm level-headed. I
Mhm.
feel like the year is getting better, and I'm grateful that it's better than last year. I think for most of us, last year was such a trying time, and this time last year, it wasn't a good moment. So I'm grateful, you know. How about you?
Yeah, so when we're doing this, it would have been the end of exam season when my last exam opened today. So you can practice every last end of exam season. And I'm just happy I want to be over and done with it. I love
Mhm.
school, don't get me wrong. It was a great run, but I'm over it. So I'm in good spirits about that. It was trying, even gonna lie, maybe gonna say one, but
Gonna hold you.
it was good. It was good. It was good. And as always, you want to know your mental check-in. You could let us know down below in the comments area, or still slide us on Instagram, that 20 something podcast, or I am Marvel.
And I am. Hear me? I am. No. Everybody has an I am. No. Satoya.
That
Uno.
too. We have run too much. But yeah, guys, let us know, slide us down below. And as always, we're not going to hold you. You guys see the title of today's video. Today, we're going to be talking about baby mama culture. It is
Mm.
somewhat synonymous with white people, but in our neck of the woods in the Caribbean, it is being rampant still. At first, when I was younger, it was all about teenage pregnancy and stuff like that. But the same concept of having kids and just outside of wedlock, outside of stability, is still rampant.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. Well, guys, let's jump into the topic today. Let's see what's good, what's great, because a lot of different things to say. Lots of different things to
Well, the
say. So,
king and things just depend on that topic. But just to
mm,
kick it off, my base opinion on baby mama, and I know some people are gonna fight me, some people are gonna maybe come at our necks, but I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Come on my neck all you want. Facts are facts. And too many young women are out here having kids outside of stability. And this whole idea that, oh, things happen and, oh, a child is a blessing and, oh, but we love one another and all them type of things. I won't call bullshit on it, but I will say you're putting the carriage before the horse in a sense. Because yes, a child is a blessing. Oh God, piece of here again, guys. Excuse it. Yes, yes, a child is definitely a blessing. However, the timing of things is what truly determines it's a blessing. The child itself, fully encompassing, is a blessing. Every human being is a blessing, but the timing of it. Because one thing we're not going to hold you, especially as a young female, I'm in the range of persons like, oh yeah, it's happy to have a child and whatever, and your eggs them and all the stories of why you should have a child, even though I not even know how to eat. But yeah, we can't dismiss the fact that a child somewhat pushes you back. The type of things and opportunities you can do and get are now limited because you have a child. And I'm not married. Where's this child gonna go? Who? I have a partner, yes. I'm never gonna hide him or be ashamed of acknowledging him, but we're not married. So then and therefore, although there's a level of stability, it isn't the utmost level needed to have the right environment for a child. And I know everybody's utmost level of stability or stable environment may differ, but for Marva and her household, that is the utmost, and it's marriage. And the main purpose of marriage, yes, we argue and persons say, oh, marriage is a commitment and ray, and oh, the man can still do X, Y, and Z. And yes, all of that can happen. However, there's extra security with marriage than without. So you're still doing everything. So the man is a commitment. Marriage is too much. It's X, Y, Z, and P, but you're still willing to do everything a married woman would without a married title. And that's going to lead us into our next video coming up after this. And I really want you guys to check out our next video because we might go a little bit deeper into that one. But that whole concept of, oh, I could take care of my child. And when persons mention, oh, they could take care of the child, they only stick to finances. A child needs more than finances. A lot more than finances.
I agree with you. And what I would definitely say, guys, is more than anything, it's not just about, of course, the marriage is one aspect. And if you guys have been keeping up with our podcast as we have grown and, we've been here, you've been listening to us, you know that we advocate for marriage as the ultimate relationship, the highest point, so to speak. Yep. It's not because we're saying, wow, say, if you're not married, nothing not going for you, or you're no one. What I'm saying, we're not married yet, but we are marriage minded and we have that in mind. And that is important because I feel like a lot of people these days aren't thinking along those lines for whatever reasons, which as our podcast develops and we put out more content, we'll get into those things because we want to really dive into a lot of different topics. We're young adults, recently we were teenagers and, just growing into our own, we're still growing as say we are growing and learning every day. Every time we come on here, it's not to come and try to say, so we're dead and we've arrived and we know everything. We are learning. Hey, as we've said before, each time someone asks us a question, sends us a DM, WhatsApp messages for those who we're close to like that, whatever it may be, or we see a video, someone sends us a video and say, hey, can you react to this? We are learning each time we watch one of these videos or we read an article. So of course we are actually putting ourselves in the positions to learn and to grow. So let me make that very abundantly clear. But still I got so I have to say no. Still I got so I have to say no, which is it is not the best option, nor is it something to celebrate when we have children without having a stable foundation, as Marva said. And no matter what people want to say, the stable foundation begins in the home. It begins with a union.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, with a man and a woman, and making sure that relationship is strong and healthy. Okay, healthy. So let's say that, yes, of course, we believe in healthy marriages and relationships, but it's still very important that that is stable. And no matter what nobody wants to say, yeah, we have boyfriend now, we had boyfriends or whatever the case may be, dated, whatever it may have been. But guess what? None of those things are true stability. And that's just the truth. Did you guys decide to have a union before God and man? Did you guys say, hey, this is really where we're at, we are ready to start? We have things in place, we have taken that vow, that plunge? No. So no matter what, there's no true stability outside of that marriage first. I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but that's a start. And at least let's say now you have the foundation to start your house, you have the blocks, then you have everything laid out. At least then you can say, you know what, more on two bedroom house, more on 3, 4, 5, more on a balcony. But you have to start with the foundation. So I'm not trying to hear it doesn't mean that that's good. Some of you guys are out here getting played by your husband. I ain't trying to hear it, boo. Because you know what? It's a start. And I prefer to start the best way.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That part right there. And it boils down a lot to what we see is glorified. So there's the other aspect of this, just persons thinking, oh, I could do bad all by myself. I don't need this man, or a child is a blessing. I'm gonna do whatever I could do to support my child. And kudos to you if that's your mindset. I don't agree with it. And it's not so much agreeing because we sit on here, we think we're better than people, or that people are incapable. But for the sake of the child, I don't business what grown adults wants to do. I don't business. We don't come on here to lecture. We don't come on here to preach. We just come on here to give our opinion and share our ideas on different topics. But I personally, I don't care about the adults in the situation because they had a choice. The innocent child does not have a choice. So when you decide to have a child in this confusion, growing up in this kind of kerfuffle where, yes, you and the man did good, but as soon as the baby comes, because babies aren't easy. They look pretty on the gram, and a picture is only a second of that child's life, or of what you have to do to sustain that child's life. Yeah, so I don't care about these adults and what they want to do, but that innocent child did not ask for that level of confusion. Yeah. And now you, as the adult in the situation that actively made that decision, you now have to continuously and actively make sure you help to create the best human being possible for society. So, separate and apart from that, social media glamorizes single parenthood. I'm going to call it what it is. And most single parents are the mother and the child. How many of us in the past 6 months have had friends or family post up about engagements or marriages compared to gender reveals, for pregnancy shoots, and all these other things? And it's not anybody's business of who the father is. However, a married woman does not have to identify who her father is. And you when you're doing these shoots and all of these glamorized things, the man is going to be right there. Majority of these women, it's just them alone. And again, it's nobody's business. But if two of you guys decided to bring this life into this world and we're so happy and whatnot, if we're taking this photo, why can't you be in the photo? Why I gotta hide you on the bush?
Right, right.
I
I
look at
get
this
that.
ways.
I get that. And guys, let's really just look at the big picture here. When we decided that we were gonna get into this topic, I remembered someone spoke to me recently, a guy actually, okay, a man was speaking to me on the whole aspect of a lot of ladies just having children and what really causes this, how we can fix this, because and this is a man, as I said, speaking. So because I know a lot of times when women hear these things, and women watching right now, for those who have children, again, I'm not trying to judge having a child. If you have had a child or maybe two, you cannot do anything right now. It has passed. It's gone.
Yeah, it's happened.
But try to do better and try to be realistic. And the next thing I want to say is, I don't hear a lot of ladies telling their friends or their sisters, their younger sisters, or the neighbors, or their cousins, or their goddaughters, or whatever else, whoever who are younger than them, or just someone who does not have children yet. You know what, girl? You should probably wait or take it easy, or don't just jump into that. Never. Okay, let me not say never, but it's been so long since I've heard a woman tell another woman, you should take it easy on the children, or don't really jump into that. These days now, I'm all for women empowerment and us being our best selves and lifting each other up, but I'm not for the fake thing. Let's not do the fake thing, because if I see, okay, my sister, or I see Marva, or I see a friend or a family member who some certain things they're doing is not right, and I see it's not gonna end up well, or it may lead them to the wrong road, I'm not gonna try to control your life. Trust me, I'm just a laid back person. I watch that. But if I can give you an encouraging word to say, I don't think that's the best thing to do, that lead you to success or having a stable or a happy life for the most part, because you might have a lot to deal with, you probably can hold off. Now, if you choose to do, you still choose. I can't hold you. But you know what? I'll at least encourage. You don't hear people encourage. You hear everybody talk, oh, yeah, my something, it's mine, and I can do whatever, and it's my life, and so what? And we're not being real and acting as though it's this pretty
Exactly.
not glamorous. Let me tell you something. And nobody's gonna. Let me tell you, as Marva said, if you want to fight her, fight. I'm not even telling you to fight. I'm telling you guys, pull up, pull all the way up. God
Queer
in the
up,
whatever.
queer up.
Nobody, nobody is going to actually tell me about what I know. As I've said, I'm not going to go into details of life or anything like that. That's not what we do. But I will touch a tip of the iceberg and say, I know what it is like to grow up in a family where, hey, my father was not really around, or I didn't really grow with him. And at the end of the day, I always say this: I respect my stepfather very much because he did not have to do and deal with things how he did. And that's not something everyone will work with. The way in which my mother was blessed is not the majority of women. Majority of women would never have it in a lifetime. And the truth of the matter is this: if we can avoid some things, we should. Because just because my mother was able to, live a comfortable life, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna go and do the same things and think,
Yeah.
work. No. I'm gonna try to do better. Elevation. That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
Why not?
Facts. And I'm so glad that you touched somewhat a little bit on personal, because when I speak on single parenthood and, mother only kind of family structure, it's because I am very strongly moved to make sure that doesn't happen to me, because I wasn't raised that way. I I was raised up in a household where my mom and my dad, they're married way before I came into existence. They're still married. So I got to see that dynamic and a lot of the decisions I've made. And again, I'm not trying to sit down here and act like I'm better than anybody, because there's still room for all of us to grow and learn and reach the epitome of our best self. But I could definitely say some of the things that I went through and experienced, it was a lot easier. It was a lot better to maneuver and understand because I had that family unit. I got to see that example live and direct. So when it comes to how I should, somewhat treat relationships with people, it's a bit of a higher regard because I had that experience from a young age. And if I was able and blessed to have that experience because my parents made the best decision possible for me, why am I going to rob my future kids of that? Right. If I just purposely didn't want to have kids and I just want to enjoy my very best life. But once you're conditioning yourself to have kids, you should also condition yourself to have that child in the best possible environment. And yes, people will complain and say marriage, older man take your money and divorces are bitter and people fight and people argue and ray and all the other dramas. Yeah. However, one thing that could never ever be taken away from marriage is that a healthy, happy marriage is the best environment for any child. And as you can fight upon that, research it, statistics have proven it, and everything like that. So why in Jesus' name, now that I'm a grown adult and I can make decisions for myself, I am going to make the least best decision possible. Mm-hmm. That will make sense.
Oh, yeah, and let me come in because guys, it's hot like Shabba Mother Pat as we are. So of course it won't be a long one, but let me make this point as well. I do want to touch on this because it reminds me of the conversation I had with the person. And really and truly, the person was pretty much saying that men should hold a lot of the blame, not everything, but a lot of the blame because men and their leaders, and they should do better and try their best to not try to take advantage of women when it comes to impregnation and persons having children. However, I was trying to say to him, I understand, and I will say it's both two people who make a child, yes. However, I was explaining to him, and the reason why I like to look at it this way and put it this way, let me say this before I say it, is because I believe that when two people cause an issue, it's better when you take on responsibility first and then worry about the other one taking on. But let someone start first. So I'm gonna start as woman. Let me say this.
Especially being the one that has to carry it.
Yeah, we are the controllers of our womb. Okay, the womb is not, unless someone rapes you, and I empathize and
yeah, definitely.
That's terrible, and no one deserves to go through that. And I'm not going to even touch on that. That has never happened to me, so I can't speak on that. But unless someone is raped, you control your womb. Okay, I've said this so many times, even when me and Marva talk. There's no way I can see a man just shooting up the shop as I up the spot. It doesn't work like that. It begs me to question then what type of men are we dealing with as women that a man will just come and just boom. We ain't gonna get into the details and speak the actual words, it's YouTube, but shoot up the shop, so to speak. And or protect yourself. Marva always on there are many options. There are so many options for birth control, family planning. Let's figure something out. People say, oh, but it not agree with me and I can't work with it. I'm allergic. If 5 things you're allergic to 5 things, you must work with the 6. But figure something out for your well-being. Don't wait on a man to say, oh, say, he said, boy, this is so nice. He can't do without this. Well, that's not a man that you want if he doesn't care enough for you to think of the
Exactly.
future. He doesn't care enough to think of your future. I know many men who don't want children unless they're stable. So find the men who want the same things you want. Stop dealing with the Ronies.
The Ray Rays and Pookies. But yeah, guys, it's facts, it's facts. And we could and I love that Toya, not only as women, we're going to talk more from a woman's perspective, but we never want anyone to feel like we're just attacking one specific gender because it takes two to have a child. And the same way which we're going to hold women accountable, we're going to hold men accountable. Yeah, because again, he didn't just slip and fell, if you get my vibe. It takes two people to actively do this, to actively conceive that child. However, as Tori rightfully say, the woman does carry the brunt of it because you're carrying the brunt of it. Literally. So if you're not trying the hardest to make, that's why you never see a bunch of single fathers, no. You're always going to see a bunch of single mothers because the man could get up and leave the situation anytime. Women, we're nurturers, we're caregivers, we're birthers. So it's innate in us to always stick it and tug it out to the end. And I just want more young people to be fully cognizant of that, be aware of that, and protect yourself. Try your endeavor best, whatever situation you're in, to make the best of it. And know that, yes, it's a baby is very cute. I love babies. That's why I adore my nieces and my godson. But understand you're not in a position to have one. And it doesn't matter just finances, but it matters about the partner. It matters about your emotions. It matters about your physical well-being, because a lot of us tend to ignore the fact that childbirth itself is very scary and you run the risk of dying when you go through something like that. But what nobody tries to paint the realistic picture is just, oh, the baby cute, outfits and photo shoots. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. And a lot of the persons that you see with kids, one, understand them pay grade and them bracket is not the same as yours. Two, you don't know what happened behind closed doors. You don't know what that person is going through. You don't know what that child is going through. And three, their lived realities is not your lived realities. Because even in happy marriages or happy relationships, you don't know everything that's happening. You're never going to really know what's everything that's happening for a person. So just be cognizant of that and make the best decision possible. We're not on here preaching abortion or stay without kids or have a multiple of kids. We're teaching and we're preaching safety, cognizance, and proper discernment. That's
exactly.
it.
Just take your time, at least. There's no need to rush. Take your time. Not saying wait till you're 40, 50, but take your time. Try to gather as much information, knowledge, and just truly be at a healthy, happy place. As Marva said, discernment, especially with a partner. And not looking for perfection per se, because none of us are perfect, but really try to look, as I always say, for the basics in a partner, whether you're a man listening or a woman listening. Look for the basics of someone who is healthy, someone who is honest, someone who is on the same page with you, when it comes to, hey, I truly want a family with you, not just anyone, but with you, so that when I have that with you now. I'm content. I'm happy. I'm willing to make it work with you. We need to
Correct.
really just be mindful of that. But guys, just if you want to enjoy or not enjoy, but jump on the conversation, engage. Remember, you can DM us on our official Instagram page now, that 20 somethings cast, or a regular DM to us at satoya.uno. And
I am Marvel. And we always, always, always want to hear your thoughts, want to hear your opinions. It's a very open platform. You hear always, and we like to exchange thoughts and ideas with persons. But as always, this is the end of our video. Don't forget to go there, do great things, and don't let nobody take a piece of your mental peace.
yes, guys, bloopers.
I don't know if I'm gonna drop my head.
Hey, baby,